on Jack's.
We're live over here.
And we're live on
the
two.
other one.
All right.
Hello, Patriots.
Hello.
Welcome to the United States Constitutional Group here on Facebook. It's hard to say. We
Yeah.
haven't said it in 2
That's
weeks.
one way of saying it.
We haven't said it in a while. And the Hawk Podcast on your favorite listening channel. There's Apple, Google, there's iHeart. There's a few of them.
Yeah.
Let's stand for a pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Woohoo!
Hey, you get to say that while it's still legal, folks.
Yep. So, hey, I'm Dennis. He's Jack. That's Mike over there.
Hello, Jack. Little Jack's here.
Junior's out of the background. He's in and out of the picture, but he's right over there. You know, we're trying to unite patriots across this great country. Because we're all fed up with this government and the politicians we the people have voted in.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Shame
And left
on
them
us.
in there.
See, we know there are people out there like us who want to see this country move in a new direction. Those folks that realize that we're on a downward spiral and want to stop the gaslighting of Americans. Those that feel we are being taxed too much and have barely
Letting
enough
America-
money to survive paycheck to paycheck.
I snuck it in there.
All right, good job. And we wonder why illegal immigrants are cared for better than legal citizens of the United States of America.
Yeah, right.
Those people who can't understand why migrants get to stay in hotels,
5-star hotels.
while our veterans and homeless Americans sleep on the streets. Some
For our
the lucky ones
freedoms.
have tents. You know? We have an underlying problem here with all these issues. And they are called politicians. For they are the reason why all this bad negativity is happening in our country. Not just from Democrats, not just Republicans, politicians in general.
Is there a difference?
No, we've proven there's not.
Yeah.
They are dysfunctional. They are taking America down with them. Some are even calling it quits in 2024 because they also say this government has failed the people. But before we get into that, let's turn it over to Jack. What do you have to say? And I'm going to get into some of these politicians who are leaving our government. Jack?
All right. Well, first thing I wanted to say was we got the book. Everybody knows that. It's being sold at Dorrance Publishing, DorranceBookstore.com.
If you go on our Facebook from past podcasts there, you can...
If you go on our website,
I know Missy. Well, I just on this group. I know Missy, his wife. She posted every day.
Every day.
So it's all over the place where you can look at it at the link.
I posted too.
my
Julie
wife
does.
puts it on, Jack puts it on, my sister Margaret puts it on, everything. I have done it, but I can never remember how to post.
I
on
do.
the-
You have it on your page a couple times.
Yeah, because I get halfway there and then I send it somewhere, but it's not to my
'Cause
Facebook.
I do it too.
But if you go on to fedupwithpolitics.com, the website, you click on it, it's right there at the top. You know, as soon as you see it, you'll see. You hit that link, it brings us to this show right here, where you can see the video of it, if you like looking at our mug. And then you go right above the show, and you click there, and it Dorrance Bookstore, but it bypasses all that. It brings you straight to the book, and you can order it there. All you have to do is click on the shopping cart, go on from there, and then when you're done, go back and watch the show because it's right there.
And we haven't had our big release date yet.
No.
That's coming up in a couple weeks. Be here just before Christmas.
So that being said, I'm going to say this too. We have a promotional team from Dorrance Publishing. So far, knock on wood, Dorrance has been pretty good. Any questions? That same day they answer it, if it's not a weekend. They get right on things, and it's done right away. So they have a web page that they're going to make up for us. We're not doing it yet because, like Dennis said, the actual opening of this book being sold everywhere isn't here yet. Just in DorranceBookstore.com. So
It's going to be on Amazon, though.
yeah, but when it starts, it'll be like a 3-page website with all the links: Amazon, Google, Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million, a couple other bookstores. You name it's going to be there. Durant's bookstore, of course. Durant's. The thing of it is somebody had asked. No, that's not what it is. So I got to get a mailing list to our promotional team, the one that's running it, and I got to get that to her tomorrow. So I was talking to her about that, and we told her to hold off on the webpage until it's open, because we have it on our webpage. So if they would have set up our webpage for this book now, it would have just been at Doran's bookstore. We had that already. We don't need it. So we said, well, wait. So when the grand total thing comes out and they start promoting it and getting it out there for everybody, there'll be a webpage. We'll let you know where it is. It'll be 3-page. You can order from any bookstore that there is. So I had said, I'm going to get you the list for they're going to mail like a postcard to. We had to give them 200 names, and I gave all veterans groups, American Legions, Moose Lodges, Republican clubs, Democratic clubs, all throughout the United States. We're going to give that to her tomorrow, and she'll mail that out. But I said, in the interim, before the webpage is there anything else we have to do? And she says, well, you have to let us know where you want it advertised. Google or Amazon. So I said, well, let me talk to Dennis about it, but off the rip, I would say Amazon. Amazon's known for books. I said, unless you have a different opinion, which I wouldn't mind hearing it if you do. Shoot, send that email. Boop, she gets one back. They like Google. They want to promote it on Google. I think it's 2 reasons.
Junior, scroll up a little bit.
One is
on the comments.
One is favorable to them, and one of them I think is favorable to us. Favorable to us is she says the keywords are a little bit more generalized on Google.
Right.
Like if you're looking for a book on Amazon, your ass better be right. Exactly what you want on that book, or you ain't gonna find it.
Yeah, that's
especially
right.
a specialized book like this. Like it's not a regular genre of fiction or nonfiction. It is. I mean, it's nonfiction. But she says, the keywords are a little bit more generous. Like if they get close to what it is, this book should. So, and it's the company they work with. The reason why I think they want it is because I guess they work something with Google. Bing, goes right to their bookstore.
Yeah.
So it goes to DurantsBookstore.com. I don't think they really care about the other bookstores, so that's why they want Google. So I think we're going to probably go. I'll probably email her tomorrow and say, let it rip on Google, unless somebody says something here like, hold your horses, that's wrong, and this is why. But if not, I'm going to email her tomorrow and tell her to go with Google. She's the professional. They haven't steered us wrong yet, knock on wood. And so that's where we're going.
Junior, reply to Miss Shona or Sana, whatever. Ask her what is pitiful.
Probably what you were saying.
Yeah.
Let me do it on here.
Well, once we get the website out, we're going to start marketing it real hard.
Yeah, I'm
We're
marketing
making it go
it pretty
to-
good already. But it's just little, We're trying to get on a local radio station. They're gonna put it out on. I don't know if it's. I think it's 200 news agencies. They start out where we're at and work their way out, zip code wise, and they do the same thing with bookstores.
What is pitiful?
Then for book signings and stuff like that. Book signings we got to kind of set up ourselves. They'll let us know the list of bookstores that we're there, and we would have to go there and kind of cold sell it. Like, hey, this is us.
You
guys
guys
have
could
that.
get those 2 little used bookstores. They were nice.
We're gonna try it, and I think I'm gonna do what my daughter's gonna do. My daughter, believe it or not, you know what my daughter did? She bought 2 books, which was nice enough. And then she said she's gonna buy more because she wants to take them. She has like this little route that she goes. There's like these used bookstores that she loves to go to. She buys me all kinds of antique books and stuff out of there, and she says she's gonna donate to them So it's on the shelf in their store. And hopefully somebody picks it up and it starts going, starts going that way. So I'm going to call her this weekend and tell her thank you. And I think we may do the same thing. We have 2 used bookstores here. They sell used and new. And I think we'll go in there and say, hey, listen, Durant's Publishing is going to be getting in touch with you anyway. Here we are. We're 2 local authors. Can you put these on your shelf?
Maybe have a
Here's
book
one.
signing.
In another couple of weeks, you can get as many as you want if you sell it. And if you do start getting some sales, why don't you have us here for a book signing? And we'll see how that goes. We expect to fall, scrape our knees. It's the first time we're doing this. It's not like we didn't fall a lot of times when we started this thing. We had a lot of shows, right, where we were just talking to ourselves, thinking it was recording. It was just...
Downloaded a whole podcast with no voice.
Yeah, we've done no voices. We've done nothing. Like, go back in there and it's like, not here. So, you know what? We're going to try it. We're going to get it. And with your help, and which we've had it, I tell you, with the people that watch this and that are part of this group, the Independent Constitutional Party. Oh, I don't want to say anything in case it wasn't true. Anyway, I'll check. I'll check when I get home and I'll announce it next week. But we are getting tremendous support from my family. It humbles me. It almost embarrasses me. I find it funny that they're buying a book that we had. I feel like I should have about 100 of them in the back room and I could give them away for free, but we don't. And it's fun. Brandon had gotten his book, and I wrote a little thing in there for him. I think he's waiting to see you. He wants you to sign it. But I wrote a little thing for him. It was hard, too, because, how do you phrase what you think of your children in a little paragraph, It took me all day to think of what I could say. Meanwhile, words don't say enough for your kids. You can't put it into words.
I just want to read some of the reviews we have. You remember any of the reviews?
Yes, 2 of them. Brandon, great book, easy to read. Find out what the facts are through this book. And another lady, Jack's bingo buddy, taught him how to play rummy.
Rummy.
Yeah.
And she absolutely loves the book.
Yeah, she liked the book. She said it was a great book.
She said it was very easy to read. She really enjoyed it.
A review you're never going to see is my father's. Because he's not going to get on the computer and do it. But I tell you, every book I've ever given to my father, he might have read a chapter or 2 and said, here, Jack, I don't like this book. This is a terrible book. Me and my father don't have the same taste in books at all.
Yeah, but he liked it.
But he read the whole book.
Yep.
Of course, this whole book is the size of one chapter in the books he reads. So, 190 pages. Oh, and what I really want to... Oh, and my sister Donna, she bought a book, and her son, I don't know if he finished reading it, but he was reading it, and I had to tell a few people, if this book comes together, comes together instantaneously, if on page 5, the introduction, you read the definition of gaslighting. If you read the definition of gaslighting, it'll enrage you because you'll realize, dang, that's what they're doing, number 1. And number 2, it ties everything that's said in this book. All of a sudden it clicks right away. You're thinking, aha, this is why this is being said. Because this is what these people have done.
Yep.
This is what these people have done. They have done this gaslighting. Now read the definition of what gaslighting is in this book. Like I said, it's on page 5. Read that, and when you read that definition, you will understand that they have done this. They have done it on purpose. They have done it professionally. They have gotten counsel on how to do it. They have sold it to us. Hook, line, and sinker, they have gotten probably I would say a majority of the Americans
But
at
the people are
first.
starting to wake up, though.
The people are starting to wake up now.
Yeah.
And definitely because of books like this. And the unique thing about this book is, this is the people of America.
Yep.
Right in here are the answers from people in America. So, buy the book, Durant's Bookstore.com. It's spelled, I don't want to spell it wrong, DORRANCE, bookstore.com, or go to fedupwithpolitics.com, right there the link, or go to my Facebook, my wife's Facebook, Jack's Facebook, Independent Constitutional Group. My sister puts it up there, Jack puts it up there, my wife puts it up there. It's up there right now,
United
and
States Constitution Group.
it'll get you there. So yeah, so when my sister Donna, when her son was reading it, I said, ask him if he read the definition of gaslighting. So I sent him back the 5-page.
Look what your
page
wife
five.
wrote. And I don't ever read, but I'm on the last chapter.
Yep.
Good to go, Missy.
Yeah. Way to go, man. I thought my wife's eyeballs were going to pop out of her head when she started reading.
She said, "Don't you have this on audio?"
Yep. I thought her eyeballs were going to pop out of her head when she got it, and I thought my sister's fingers were going to burn when she bought them. My sister died.
We're going to look at putting on audio.
Yeah, we have to look. That might be down the road, though, maybe next year.
That's fine.
I'm waiting for the price. I'm waiting for the price. I had asked her, and maybe I have to send her a reminder email tomorrow. I asked her to send me the it's a different process. It's almost like publishing it again. And there's a couple of different ways you could do it. You can hire somebody to do it. You can we can read it ourselves if we wanted to, or a computer animated voice will come on and read it. So we're gonna have to see that contract. I asked her for it. I haven't gotten it. I'll email her tomorrow and get another copy of it.
Now that we're settled in our new podcast room.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, but we don't know if we're gonna go over there in front of that beautiful piece of furniture. You
And we
there,
get
right?
better internet. So that's the
That's
best
a
part.
plus, right?
That's the best part.
But now we got to go start getting serious.
Yeah.
It's America's in too much trouble for people not to take over and do our thing. Patriots need to unite. And we're just not doing it the right way. We all have to find a way to put up aside our differences to throw these tyrannical morons out of office.
Yeah, I think we got a good plan that's gonna come to effect soon.
You know?
We got to get,
Jack's going to be
our
running
office
for
thing
office
done
for
first.
next year.
but after that, I think that nationwide plan, putting everybody under one umbrella, and letting the front runner take the lead and everybody else support it, just brings us to the tip of the spear.
You know?
The only thing though,
And everybody
Jack,
takes a step back from, all right, I'm not getting what I need over here, but I'm getting what I need over here. So we give and take.
Yep.
You know, that's what America's about, give and take.
but they also have to get out. They have to register, and they have to vote.
Well, they're getting
You
there.
can't do it sitting at home.
You
Yeah.
know, these politicians only take.
Yeah.
It's time for us to throw them out so we can start giving people what they need.
Like you've been saying, you got to start electing the person, not the party, number one. And there's a million minor parties out there. And if we all get together, not walking in unison, but supporting each other. If your party is not faring well in that community because they don't see eye to eye to you, but you're part of this umbrella of minor parties, well, then you step back when you know you're out of the race and you support the other one that's there. And it slowly starts bringing us up and up and up where the two major parties, because the thing of it is, right?
But then you got a seat at the table.
Yeah.
You know, if this person wins and you voted for, you know, hey, can you look at this? You know, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it gives you an opportunity to be at the table and say, hey, what about this? I think my people like this. I think the people like that.
Or is it constitutional?
Right.
But you can't. I mean, I'll get into a little bit in a little while, but you can't run and say, I'm going to do this. It's not.
No.
And I'm going to get into a couple politicians who said that.
They've all said it. That's why last night's GOP debate was 82% decline in viewership because they say the same thing. And they say, like you said, when I get in office, I'm going to do this. And then, nothing.
Well, how are you going to do? What is your plan?
None of them have a
They
plan.
change it.
Just like in the
change
debate
the
last night.
subject.
They don't have a plan.
No.
No.
They just want to bash each other.
And
You know,
that's
why should
what
I listen to that? I want to
people
know
are saying we heard that
solutions.
before.
I have watched them.
The last 4 debates, they've all talked about the same thing.
Same
every
exact
single
thing.
And
debate.
they
And
talk
Chris
over
Christie-
each other.
I tell you the truth, Chris Christie is a moron. He's a buffoon. He's a jerk.
I don't understand how he's still in
He's
it.
just a jerk. You know, he's a street thug jerk. I don't like him. Vajrami is
He's
he's
a little
going
arrogant.
too fast. He can't even. He's like a shotgun blast.
Yeah.
And Nikki Haley is not worth the time of day. This woman has
never
quit
completed
every
everything.
single thing that she has gotten into for something better. She
Usually
left.
money.
She left. It's always money.
Yeah.
She left South Carolina after 2 years of being a governor because she had to go to the UN. She went to the UN for 9 months. She talks about this foreign policy. She's a foreign policy expert. 9 months in the UN.
Yeah.
So she could become on the board of Boeing and another defense company. It's all about money for her.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, as of 2 days ago, I looked it up. I have nothing better to do.
Sure you did. You had to do this.
That's right. 37 members of Congress have announced they will not seek re-election in 2024.
Republicans or both?
Both.
Both.
Because there are Democrats that are frustrated too that they can't get anything
Well, I'm
done.
going to talk about that in a minute.
Well,
I find 2 things funny here. The first is they believe they could be in Congress until they decide to leave.
yeah.
Yeah.
Second, some of the reasons why they have decided to call it quits.
It's because of them.
We can get into this a little bit. I want to mention one word here. Hopefully it stays with you. And that word is voting.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about, I forget what chapter it is.
Chapter 5, I think.
Is it chapter 5?
I don't know, but I think so.
No, voting's up.
Chapter 3, our
Yeah.
voting fiasco. We talk about that too. You know? Again, voting. I like to call us the stupid people of America. I mean, I can't think of another word when it comes to voting. But I'll get back to voting in a minute because we need to talk about politicians right now. So, Utah Republican Senator Mitt Romney announced that he will not run for re-election to
Well,
the
that's
Senate.
no big loss.
He called for a new generation of leaders.
New generation.
And he's criticized both President Biden and former President Donald Trump. He's just a rhino. And
Really, he insulted. He criticized President Trump. I'd have never thought that.
Yep. Now, if anyone follows Romney, you understand that he's totally useless.
Yeah.
He's only in there because he's failed as a presidential nominee. So he got this.
What, two times?
He got the second place prize of being a senator.
No, he only ran once.
Which ran once.
Oh, I thought you meant twice.
I mean, I'm going to agree with him and say, yeah, we need a new generation of politicians, not the same old useless tyrants that we have now. The next one, Joe Manchin from West Virginia. That irked me with his comment on why he's leaving.
Sorry.
Besides planning on running for president with on the no labels, he said this: I believe in my heart I have accomplished what I set out to do for West Virginia.
Oh, did he?
Do you see the arrogant, that
Which-
egotistical? See how arrogant these people are? They're egotistical.
So he
Freaking
accomplished
Haley.
nothing. Accomplishing nothing. How did he know when he was done?
He can stay in Congress and complete more.
The only thing that comment says to me is he's in it for himself, and not for the people who elected him.
No.
None of them are.
There are more and more
Very
people
few
like
are.
him, but they're also singing the same tune. You know, Jack and I and Mike, we sit in front of you every Thursday talking about dysfunction with our government. And even those not seeking re-election have voiced these same words. I'm going to say it slowly. Dysfunction.
That could be misinterpreted with one more of them.
Yeah, I get stuck in the words. You know, another politician. I like the work, but the politics just no longer made it worth it. Representative Earl Blumenauer, the Democrat of Oregon.
He likes to work. I guess on his
I
farm
like the
at
work.
home.
No, I like the work, but I'm not saying I like to work. He likes what he does.
He likes to show up, have his
Oh, he likes a
vacation,
$3,000 suit and the
$3,000
chauffeur-living
suits,
car.
But he says this: I think I can have more impact on a number of things I care about if I'm not going to be bogged down for elections. That shows he never really cared about the people of Oregon or the elections. or being a senator.
Well, it just shows that the only thing he was worried about was being bogged down for the next election.
Yep.
And we said that. 75, these politicians, it is in fact numbers that Dennis had found. 75% of their time is working towards their next election.
I said
On the
so-
phone.
I said
Not
something
even out
about
in
that
person.
in the Bible. You found a verse, and it had to do with 7% of the politicians that government that get elected of the population. Their only job that they have is to stay in office.
Yep. So another one. This session, Representative Dan Kildee, Democrat of Michigan. This session has been the most unsatisfying period in my time in Congress because of the absolute chaos and the lack of any serious commitment to effective government. Hey, we can all agree with that.
I wonder how long he's been in Congress.
It wasn't that long. I think it's only like 2012, maybe. I think
2012. So
10 years.
10 years.
So, Republican Debbie Lasko, Republican of Arizona, said in a statement during the speaker fight, that was what, a month and a half ago,
Yeah.
that she would not run again. Right now, Washington, D.C. is broken. It's hard to get anything done, she said.
Isn't that your job?
Yeah. We've been saying that for a long time on
What
the show.
did these people think it was going to be a catwalk?
Well, now, because things are so broken, they have to work.
So politicians have openly stated that dysfunction is ruining this government.
And
It's
it's
ruining our
them.
government. So why is it most of America, most of the
Voting
people
them in.
of America don't get it?
So if they're leaving because they themselves and their colleagues have gotten this country in dysfunction so much that you cannot take this $170,000 cakewalk job that somebody in their 90s, somebody that's been doing it for 50 years, somebody in their 80s and freezes up on TV, they can do it. But why
Are we voting
should
them
any
in?
of them stay?
You know,
Why
They're
should
all
one
out.
of them stay?
you know why America doesn't get it? Let me refer back to my earlier comment. The reason is we the people are stupid. Stupid for trusting this government and the politicians. Stupid for voting the same morons into office every year.
That is insane.
Even though they fail to accomplish
it.
people's business. Stupid for believing in parties like they're the saviors of America. And stupid for not going out to the voting booth because we hate the system and believe our vote will not count.
Yeah.
And we're even more stupid for not uniting together to save this country from war. And more important, failure. We need to vote different in America, people.
Yep.
And rid our country of these corrupt tyrants who only care about the money they make and their pensions. It should be an honor to serve your country, not a job.
Mm-hmm.
When you vote in the next election, remember that. Don't vote for party or any politician who believes it's a job. Vote for that person who believes they can help make our better country with input from you who voted for them. They're there to work for us. Every politician I just talked about, they didn't mention one thing about the people put me here.
No.
They cared, I did this, I did that.
I
did
can't,
this.
I can't.
I'm leaving because I can't do this. You know what, asshole? The people help you do this. So you know what? Get the frick out of office. Matter of fact, leave the country because you're all scumbags.
Yeah.
That's my rant.
Well, I tell you the truth. We said this last week. Whether you're for Trump or not, whatever it is, to put all of that aside, there's a reason why Trump is leading by leaps and bounds. And the reason is he's not a Republican or a Democrat. He's Trump. And he went in and he did what he did. He got things done. Unlike, they called it the speed of Trump. These politicians, they were working 2 months after he was out of office to try and catch up to him. Unfortunately, it was to undo most of what he did. And that's why they didn't like him. They didn't like him because he was rooting the corruption out and getting things done. And, he was the bull in the china shop. And here's the thing, just like we said last week, the Republican Party is having a real hard time raising money over the Democrats. Because
They lied.
Right. And just like these debates. They sit on TV and they tell you this, they tell you. They said that they were going to cut the budget for the DOJ so they stop the prosecution. They said they were going to impeach Biden. They said they were going to cut the budget of the IRS so they couldn't hire anybody. They said they were going to close the border. They have done. You want to know what the Republicans have done in the last 2 years? The same thing that the Democrats did. Hearings to try and get a civilian indicted. They even let one of their own Republicans, not that I agreed with the guy, Soros, whatever his name is, they got him Santos thrown out of office. Meanwhile, you have a Democrat that literally broke the law and was indicted for it, pleaded guilty. Yep, I did that. But he just gets
Slapped on the wrist.
sanctioned. Slapped on the wrist. That's it. Censored. So, the Republicans are liars. You said you had the majority. You were going to take care of these budgets. You were going to take care of cutting budgets for these corrupt bureaucrats. If you don't get the money out of the bureaucracies, they're going to continue to run this country. And they're running this country.
Oh, yeah.
But it's what we said before. Whether you're Democrat or Republican, whoever's in a majority of that session, they're going to tell you, they're going to go to the people, oh, we've only got 214 votes. They have 212. We can't get nothing passed. So you need to vote. We need 50 more people to get a bigger majority. And then maybe, so now that they get a little bigger majority, and they still don't get shit passed, and the people are that naive where they keep voting for them. Oh, now we need 25 more people so we can have a super majority.
Yeah, but
And they just lie. Every politician just lies. But the people buy it.
Yeah.
Well, what they're doing is they're gaslighting you. You read this definition, what gaslighting is, and I think the Democrats did what they said they would. They said they were going to tie up Trump and destroy this man from the beginning. Don't read it out there, otherwise they won't buy the book.
I got it.
Huh?
Years ago, they used to have majority and minority votes. But back then, they used to work to get the votes.
Well, here's the thing, Mike. They are the same party now,
Right.
so they don't
agree. They all have to agree.
Right, they all agree not to. So it doesn't, and so they know that they got America. So the American people so screwed up that they say, well, we need another 50 before we can really do our agenda, knowing that that's never going to happen. The country's in a lock tight. Boom, this is it. So the Senate's always going to be 50 to 50, 49 to 51, one way or the other, and the Congress is always going to be, between 5 and 10.
Yeah.
And that's where they got it. And that's where they're going to leave it.
Yep.
And nothing gets done. And we keep falling for it. Oh, this next one, they're really going to get it. And they don't.
And
because they did it on purpose.
The Democrats knew it, too. They said, don't worry
And
about
here's
it.
why they did it on purpose. You tell me this is not set up, done professionally, that this was not done, choreographed, done by the government, you're crazy.
Right. So gaslighting. This is in the book. Found this in Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Number 1. Psychological manipulation of a person, usually over an extended period of time, that causes the victim to question the validity of their own thoughts, perception of reality, or memories, and typically leads to confusion, loss of confidence and self-esteem, the uncertainty of one's emotional or mental stability, and a dependency on the perpetrator.
Boom.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
Politicians.
You're gonna tell me that was not done on purpose over these last decades or so?
It's been planned.
Last 40 years. Number 2, the act or practice of grossly misleading someone, especially for one's own advantage. If that ain't a politician, who is?
If
They
that's,
should put politician right next to that.
well, it is. It's called Politicians Gaslighting Americans.
Yep.
Right here. You want to see it, and this because of this book, it shows you that people are waking up.
Yeah.
Well, we need more patriots to wake up.
Yeah.
More patriots need to unite.
Get registered and start voting.
Start one of these Facebook groups in
On
your
people,
area.
not parties.
Start one of our Facebook groups in your area. We'll help you. Together we can help save America. Together we can get rid of these dysfunctional, tyrannical morons that we, the people, have elected year after year. It's time for this to come to the game. We've had enough of the charades. We've had enough of the games. No more career politicians, because it's ruining our country. And we have no one to blame but ourselves. Wake the F up, people.
True. And in this book is the Declaration of Independence, which you should read. And what you should really read, all right, the complaints in it are the complaints. We could, and we did. We did it now. You'll read that in our book too. It was kind of like our, for the Independent Constitutional Party, it's, what we stand for. And we put in 11 issues with the government. And that's what's in the middle of the Declaration of Independence, is what caused our founding fathers to revolt against the king. But if you read that preamble, and if you read the last paragraph of the Declaration of Independence, where they swear their honor and their everything to each other, and then they sign it, it's profound. And the Constitution is in there too. So if you read these things, try and understand them. If you have questions, ask us. Boom, right up here.
Yeah.
We'll answer the questions on it the best we can. And if we can't answer it this week, we'll definitely look into it and go over it again the week after, because we love looking at the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. So that's in this book too.
We're starting to get back. I mean, every now and then, once a month, we've been going back into, review the Constitution a little bit. We need to do more of that. But there's so much information we got to talk about these politicians screwing this country up so bad that we don't even recognize it anymore.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Can't even recognize America anymore.
No.
It's that bad. These Democrats and Republicans, a few independents like Bernie Sanders, have ruined this government, are relying on foreign countries, are accepting money from China and Ukraine. They're in ties with Russia, North Korea, Iran. When's it end, people?
Which, by the way, Nikki Haley was a big partner with China down here. We lost more golf courses down here that she sold to China so they could build houses here. Mm-hmm. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more pictures of Nikki Haley and the leaders of China than any local politician in the rest of the country, I think, except for maybe Newsom.
So when does it end? Only you can tell us that. We'd like to see it end tomorrow. We'd like to see it end in 2024, and we throw 80% of these politicians out. 90%. Throw everyone in Congress, the lower house, out.
Representatives.
And a third of the representatives that are in there now. Throw them all out. And we start with a bunch of new people who pledge to only serve a maximum of 12 years. Between Congress and the Senate.
And by the way, folks, to get into a little teaching, there is no set number in the Constitution of how many representatives have to be in Washington, D.C. There's no number. It just says at least one for every 30,000. So meaning that you can't go below 30,000. So you can't have one for every 20 or 15,000. So one for at least for every 30,000 people. So that doesn't mean that we have to have one for every single, because we don't. I mean, we have 330 million people. If we had one for every 30,000, we'd have over 1,000 people as representatives.
Oh, that'd be fun, huh?
So, you know what? We don't need to keep the number that's there. We don't need that many. We could cut that back, make their districts bigger,
Yeah.
give them a little bit more responsibility. You know what? if you're spending too much time campaigning and stuff like that, maybe you ain't got enough work.
Yeah.
Let's give you a little bit more work. How about we go every other district?
Plus,
You
know
can
what?
give them 5,000 people. They still ain't gonna work.
No. But
You
if
know,
you
that's
give
too
them,
many. That's too many people. I can't represent 5,000 people with
Yeah,
all the
but you
work I
know-
have to do.
They're giving themselves raises. They're up to 170,000?
174.
174?
It's been like that for a long time. Though.
174. Yeah, but the thing is most people have to work for that salary.
yeah, these guys don't.
You know, so if you have to work a little harder, you're making $174,000.
I got one more thing to say. I'd like to say if I have time.
Sure.
I met with Phil today. He's coming up with a game plan. I told him January we're going to start getting this going for this state legislative spot we're looking for. We're going to start working on places we can have events, maybe some pancake sales, pick up some revenue that way. Trying to get a few more people on our team. We're working on that. And we'll probably, at the beginning of it, meet as a team probably twice a month at least. If need to be, if certain things need to be honed in a little bit better, once a week. And then as things start clicking and start going and we start getting events, maybe we'll start meeting once a month, you know, once every 3 weeks, whatever it takes. And hopefully in November, I believe it's November 5th, right? Is election day this year?
November 5th.
We will not only be on the ballot for the District 106, but maybe be in office too. And that would be nice because I love making friends. I make lots of friends. Ask my dad. He'll tell you I make friends everywhere I go.
That's awesome. Mike, if you had something this week, I'm sorry if we ran into anything. Hopefully, we can save it till next week.
We could save it. I got a couple of just some
He won't be
things
here.
that I. I won't be here.
Mike's leaving for 4 weeks.
4 weeks, people. 4 weeks.
All right,
Boy,
so
that's a reduction in pay for him.
hopefully
Yeah.
we come back.
Gonna visit the grandkids. Yeah, I just had a couple of things. Like it was funny. I seen a Hollywood sign, and then I seen a verse that would go perfect right under Hollywood. Hollywood, and then the verse was, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. I said that's perfect. But no, and you know, just I was thinking about the news. You know, when I was a kid, they had afternoon news and they had night news. You know, so you didn't get depressed so soon. Now we have 30 seconds after you're out of bed, you're getting depressed with the news.
Well, the unfortunate
And
part
it's
about the
24
news
hours.
now is now they lie to you every day, all
Yeah.
day long.
Yeah,
I sit
24
there, I
hours.
sit there and laugh. Like I watched the 5 earlier. I was sitting there and laugh because they're throwing their lies out there.
They all are. They got their angle. I mean, some are more drastic than others, but you know, they all listen. They all have to sell. I get it. You got to pay your bills, but gaslighting.
Doesn't only happen with politicians.
Yeah, gaslighting should be against the law as far as the media goes. You
They
should
do
be,
it too.
You shouldn't be allowed to gaslight. You can give your opinion, especially with 24-hour news. You have to fill that 24 hours up with something.
Yeah, but you don't call
Why
it
are you
news.
flipping it over?
It's the cover. I'm trying to hold the cover down. Okay, opened it up too far. So we're just about out of time. Any last comments?
I just wanted to mention about the gospel, if that's okay.
Got 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes. For I deliver unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Christ died for our sins, according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day, according to the Scriptures. And I always said you have to believe the gospel, but I was reading further on in Luke. You don't only have to believe the gospel, you have to trust in the finished work of Christ. Because guess who else believed in Jesus Christ? And the devils also came out of many, crying out and saying, Thou art Christ, the Son of God. And he rebuked them, suffering them not to speak, for they knew that he was Christ. And they ain't going to heaven. And they believed. So you have to believe in the gospel and trust in the finished work of Christ.
That's right. Jack, any last comments?
No, that's it. I got everything in as fast as I could. I was talking so fast, my head hurts.
Does it?
You
So I got
pop
this.
his eye out.
I got this.
I talked until I was blind.
We love to read your comments that you share with us.
Yes.
We got Pat, we got Shana, or Shauna, whatever her name is there. Shana? I don't remember, Jack.
I don't know. Jack, who do you got over there?
Cena.
Yeah,
Shana.
Shana. However, last week,
Oops.
Stop.
I wasn't here last week. I went to Brooklyn Gardens to see
Yeah, just
Night of
leave
a
it.
Thousand Candles. We had a good time.
That's nice.
But I was a little aggravated with two individuals.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't matter who their names are. We get negative comments now and then. It doesn't bother us, the negative comments. But these two people went above and beyond with the insults. And it did piss me off. You know, if you want to say you don't agree with us, we can handle that. No worries. But when you stoop to a level where you call people morons or people fat,
Which, by the way, is not our fault. It's the camera.
40 pounds it puts on you.
Old-fashioned days when I was a kid, it was 10 pounds on TV. But this high-def shit
Well, forget
puts
it.
40, 50 pounds on you.
And if it's wide angle?
that just shows how ignorant you really are. You can debate us anytime. You can send us a comment on Facebook like these other folks. Or call us when the show's on. My phone's right here. 843-315-5273. It's right here. It's right next to me. Call. We can debate.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Be a man or a woman instead of being a keyboard terrorist.
A keyboard terrorist. That was pretty good.
That was
Dennis.
good.
We want people to be part of solutions, not hide behind their computers. For everyone else, we appreciate you listening and even buying our book.
Yeah.
Politicians gaslighting Americans. We got a wake-up call because a lot of people have a lot of things to say about our government and the way our country's moving. Yeah. As patriots, we need to be hawks in a country full of political asses and elephants. You know what I'm talking about. Mike, got a prayer for us, buddy?
Yes, I have.
1 second, too. Thank you again, everybody, especially my families that have been buying the book. I love you guys.
Well, we're very proud of
Thank
you,
you.
Jack. And Dennis. It's awesome. We know authors.
We're going to be the new Myrtle Beach author kings.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
At least in us block. This block and my block.
Hopefully it just gets bigger and bigger. And you guys can
Listen,
get
all
more
we
and more
need
books.
is 5,000 books a week to be sold, and we can get on the New York Times bestseller.
Let's go, folks.
Piece of cake.
Well, I got one of my favorite prayers from, every once in a while I like to say this prayer. It's one of my favorite prayers. It comes from the Bible, which is usually the strongest prayers you can give because it's from His Word. And it's from 1 Timothy chapter 2, verses 1 through 6. I exhort, therefore, that first of all, supplications, prayers, intercessions, and giving of thanks be made for all men, for kings and for all that are in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and honesty. For this is good and acceptable in the sight of our God, our Savior, who will have all men to be saved and to come unto the knowledge of the truth. For there is one God and one mediator between God and men, the man Christ Jesus, who gave himself a ransom for all, to be testified in due time. Amen.
Amen. Thanks for listening. Remember, knowledge is power.
You
Mike,
won't
wish
see
you-
this guy until after
Mike,
New
I had a
Year's.
great vacation seeing your grandkids.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I can't wait to see them. Matter of fact, they're getting excited too.
Good. We'll see everyone next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Good show.
Good show. Need new